The pandemic has impacted small businesses across the country. And here to tell us how they can weather the storm is small business expert Gene Marks.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I want to say, Hattie, that there are plenty of people that businesses in certain industries that are struggling still as we go through this year. I mean, people that are in the restaurant business, certain retailers, people in the fitness industry, the travel industry. It is not an easy year for them. But there is some good news as well. I mean, I report on small businesses. I talk to a lot of them that are navigating their way around this year. It's not a great year for them, but they're still doing okay. I've interviewed some entrepreneurs and businesses that have actually been thriving this year. People in the construction industry. I talked to some people that sell organic cat food because a lot of people are adopting pets during the pandemic. Businesses that are selling and servicing heaters for outdoor dining and swimming pools for people that are quarantined at home. So what I'm finding is that as difficult as this year is, optimism, according to the National Federation of Independent Businesses, is actually up so far, and that the American entrepreneur is still alive and well. The smart ones are innovating, they're navigating, they're coming up with new and good thoughts to make sure they keep their businesses alive. And I'll tell you, the biggest area that has been shown the biggest growth is online sales. I mean, depending on which research report you read, online sales, e-commerce, will grow anywhere from 25 to 40% over last year. And I think that's also really good news for American small businesses. So Amazon is trying to do its part to support small businesses, and they had their Prime Day this past week, which went extremely well. But what they've done to step things up for their small merchants and independent merchants is they offered a couple weeks before Prime Day a credit, like a $10 credit for customers to use if they specifically shopped at a small merchant on Amazon. That alone generated about $900 million in sales for Amazon's small merchants. And when all the smoke cleared from Prime Day, Amazon's small merchants sold about $3.5 billion worth of products. That's in addition to the $900 million that incurred before Prime Day. I mean, the bottom line is, and what a lot of people don't realize, is that Amazon really needs its small merchants. There is a symbiotic relationship between themselves and their independent resellers. They have about 2 million independent resellers, developers, content providers around the world that are on their site selling their services and products. And more than 50% of the items that Amazon sells is sold by a small or medium-sized merchant. So Amazon itself has got a vested interest in making sure that small businesses succeed, and that's why they've made this big push this Prime Day to make sure they got that word out and that they were showing specific support for small businesses. So I know you guys are in Jacksonville. I write for the Philadelphia Inquirer as well, and I interviewed about a dozen, small businesses in Philly, where many are still under lockdown and quarantine. And there was this sort of like consistent theme that went across all of them as they were preparing for the holidays, and it was e-commerce. The reason why is because they're expecting a lot less foot traffic. I don't know what continued restrictions there will be in the state of Pennsylvania. I know in Florida, a lot of them have been lifted, but even so, there was a lot of people that are tentative about shopping in person. So if you're a merchant, you've got to take that into consideration this holiday season, and you have got to pivot. You have to open up other channels of sales, and e-commerce is the most popular channel that a lot of small merchants are doing. Now, you can open up and become a merchant on Amazon. Obviously, their platform enables you to sell your products to millions of potential customers, and there are other choices to sell online as well. But you've got to have an online strategy if you want to make up for your holiday sales this year. And I'm only telling you that because I've interviewed a lot of small businesses that are doing just that, and they are succeeding at doing it as well. There's still some time, but you need to start acting pretty quick. So obviously, I would love all of you watching to go out and support your local small businesses in the Jacksonville area. But I would also love you to support businesses across the country because many of them are struggling, as we know. Amazon has a site. It's specifically for small business merchants. It's amazon.com/support small. And if you go there, whatever you buy, you can be guaranteed that money is going to be going to a small Amazon reseller. You can also target your purchases by region, but also to like minority-owned businesses or to female-owned businesses as well. So it's another example of what Amazon is doing to support small businesses. I thought I would let you know that as well. It's just I think it's a great way to spend your money this holiday season and do your part to support small businesses as well.
You can always find this segment and more on our website at firstcoastliving.net.